Hello, YouTube. Slow Life Pipes here. Sorry for my low lighting. I'm taking a little night drive at the moment. So just coming back home from meeting a brother from church for a little just to meet up with him, to chat and catch up on life and talk each other through things that are going on in life. And so it's a good time doing that. I'm driving home, smoking my new Briar Art Ultralight, little carbon fiber shank, green orange Cumberland stem from Richard Lawton in Washington. Love it so far. It is ultra light, so it's great for that. I like it. I have in it some plum pudding, Special Reserve, Seattle Pipe Club. Been really enjoying that cake. I wanted to do two things. One is to do a VR to Boskopiperuk UK Simon. Before I do, or at the beginning of that, I want to say to Simon that I haven't been in the YTPC very long, but in the time that I have, you have been a standout as one of the most generous and gracious people that I have encountered, that I've seen in the videos that you watch and the interactions that are reported from other people. You have a heart of gratitude towards others and of giving from that which you have. That is, as far as I can tell, far and above. Not just the YTPC, but even people I know in my personal life. So, to that, just to you, I just say, cheers. To the giveaway. It is probably without contest for me that my favorite pipe tobacco, right now especially, I think for this year, thematically, has been plum pudding. It is really, really fantastic, and I just bought the 8-ounce tin of it and was really delighted to find out that it comes in full flakes in the tin instead of broken ones. Not for any particular reason, I just like that it was in full flakes, but it's just a really great blend. And I'm smoking the Special Reserve now, which is also really fantastic, but I'm going to say my favorite is still going to be the standard plum pudding, based on the categories of accessibility. The Special Reserve is not going to be around that long, and it's going to run out, and but plum pudding is excellent. It's deep, it's rich in the mouth, it's complex. It has a wonderful full room note that feels good in a room, and if you're indoors with it, it smokes super cool. I've never gotten tongue bite or sharpness from it. It's very, very smooth, very, very cool, and no matter what pipe I smoke it in. And I like the cut. When you rub it out, it kind of breaks down into what I think is sort of a cube cut and very small bits, and so it burns really evenly, and it burns really slowly but continuously. And I smoked a lot of it this year. So, and I was introduced to that blend by Pastor Pipes. So he was the first person that I got a sample of that from to try. So thank you, Pastor Pipes, for that. Really lovely blend that I enjoy a lot. So I would say that is my favorite pipe tobacco, hands down. I did get to try Northwoods on Saturday night, which I had not tried yet. From Pastor Pipes had some of that, and so when I was at the meetup at his house, and from my one smoke of that, I am not persuaded. I'm not persuaded to put it over plum pudding. However, it was at a bit of a handicap or a disadvantage because I had already smoked at least 2 bowls that evening, and so there could have been a lot of things at play there. I didn't have a lot of tongue bite that night, but still, if you smoke 3 bowls, like in a couple hours, you're going to be a little sandpapery on the tongue the next day. So I may not have gotten a fair smoke out of Northwoods, and so I will. I plan to order some and give that a shot soon. Mostly because so many of you that are comparing these sort of Balkany English blends seem to speak so highly of it. I thought it's definitely worth trying and something I should get a hold of. So I will soon, and I'll give it another smoke when my palate is a little more cleansed and objective, and than it was on Saturday. But so as it stands, plum pudding is my favorite pipe tobacco right now. When I move to cigars, I run into a much more difficult category, only because I've not been a cigar smoker in many years at this point. I smoke them occasionally. But really only if I happen to have some. I buy them sometimes when I get really fantastic deals on them, but I don't buy cigars regularly. So I'm delighted to have them when I have them, but I don't go out of my way to stock up a humidor. My humidor is a quart-sized mason jar with a Boveda pack in it. So that tells you about the extent of how many cigars I have right now. Less than 10. So if I'm forced to go back quite a ways to the time when I smoked cigars regularly. And when I did, I was young, very young and unversed, and certainly not interested in, or had an awareness of the sort of a connoisseurness that is pursued in cigars. I knew I enjoyed them, and I enjoyed finding good ones that I liked, but I was also a man on a small budget. I think I was frying donuts at the time at the grocery store, so I didn't make a lot of money. So anything over, $7 was like a really steep cigar for me at the time, and so it was only on special occasions I would buy a $10 or a $12 cigar. But as I look back on that time of smoking, I can certainly get back at my go-to brand, and that is to say, I was always consistently a Romeo y Julieta smoker, and that would be a maker that I would continually go back to, where I like to try new things, so I'm always interested in diversifying and trying a new product. But if I'm gonna drop $7 on a one smoke at the time, I was also very concerned about getting something I wasn't gonna like, whether it was gonna be bad or something like that. So I would go back to that brand because I never tried anything from Romeo y Julieta that I didn't like, that I didn't enjoy. And I was also looking for consistency because I usually like to smoke pretty large gauge cigars. So I didn't smoke a lot of, I've even forgotten the classifications of them, but I would smoke pretty large gauge cigars, and so I wanted something that was going to be, that was going to have heavy draw for me, but flow and smoke cool and long that I would enjoy for a long time. So I tried to get things that I knew were going to be, 45-minute smokes if I could, and I was committing that kind of time. So Romeo and Julieta always provided that for me, and I never really ran into anything that I was like, this is awful or really disappointing. And so I can't even pin down. I would buy a lot of different things within that brand, so I didn't even have a one that I could point at that long ago. That's over a decade ago, where I could say that's my favorite cigar, as a singular. But I can definitely get back to that. And if I walked into a cigar shop today looking to spend $5 on a really good smoke, that is probably what I would go to. I know there's a lot of others out there. I've tried some great ones since then. I smoked a really great Oliva a while ago that I thoroughly enjoyed, and I'd buy one from them as well. But if I was going in today and I had $5 in my pocket, I know exactly what section of the humidor room that I would go to, and probably what I would pick out for something that I was going to enjoy. So those would be my 2 entries: plum pudding and Romeo and Julieta cigars. Things I have thoroughly enjoyed very many times in my life, and they have brought me much leisure and enjoyment of tobacco. So that is my VR to Boskopiperuk UK. Thank you for your videos. I really enjoy them. I like your presentation style. It lets people always be focusing on what you're talking about, which is your pipes, or your tobacco blends, or your cigars, and they're right in front of you. And so that's something that I enjoy, as well as even though no one sees your face, you stand out without being identified in your face. And so your character stands out on its own, and you stand out as a person who loves this community, who loves what you do, loves tobacco, loves pipes and cigars, and loves sharing it with others, even at your own expense. So thank you for that. Thank you for your very generous giveaway, and I wish the best to you, and I look forward to many more of your videos. Congratulations on your 400 subscriber mark. From there, I just want to make a quick mention of the weekend. I went to Pastor Pipe's house this week. For a little pipes and pints meetup that he started a while ago, that he has every few months. I've become very involved in, and I enjoy very much, and I'm thankful for his hospitality of opening up his home to do that. I know it takes a lot of work to settle that up, and he always makes food, and he always has homebrew and ready to go for people, and he sets his garage and his driveway up with ample room for all the people that show up. Also, kudos to him for being one of the only people I know with a garage clean enough to host a social function in. So it's good for that. It was a fantastic time. It was one of the best turnouts that we've had. I think, as he mentions in his video from today, there's at least there's 15 to 20 people there, 4 YTPC members, and so I already know Pastor Pipes, but I got to meet ParsonRick and pipeheadOR. Both of those men were a pleasure to meet. Jeff, pipeheadOR, brought his family, which was really nice. I got to see his cute little kid in a little slouchy beanie, adorable. And ParsonRick came with his wife, and they were lovely people, and they were extremely generous. They both, pipeheadOR and ParsonRick, brought big trays of jars of tobacco, pleading with people to smell and taste and sample and take from anything that they had and everything that they brought. So they came bearing many gifts for anybody that was willing to brave the volumes of cellar material that they had there. Very nice men. Was delighted to spend that time with them. So it was a fantastic time. If you're in the Portland area, I'd love to see you. at the next one that we have. We have them every few months. I'd say maybe every 3 months or so. And they're a really great time. Meet some local people. We got a lot of people that come from our co-workers. There are people from our church. There are just people we've known, people from our families, people we've known from other places in our lives. And it's one of the only times that there's some people that come to that I don't really see them that much in between, because our lives are not in sync enough to meet up other than that. And that's an opportunity to always get to see a couple people that I get to catch up with that I haven't seen in you know, maybe since the last one 3 months ago. So it was a fantastic time. Pastor Pipes is a much more avid home brewer than I, and so he had 3 fantastic beers on tap that he made, and they were great. And some other things we shared, he officiated a really fun beer tasting challenge where we sampled a couple beers together, and as a group kind of tasted and grabbed the profile from it and talked through what we were tasting in the beers, and then tried to guess at what style they were. And he provided all this great information about beer styles and their profiles and things, and so it was a good time. And yeah, so if you're around, you should definitely contact us, and so that we can invite you to the next one. And if you're not, if you don't do something like that where you live, if you don't have a pipe club or any regular gathering of some friends that smoke pipes, start one. It doesn't take that much to get it going. You really just need the people. If you don't do it at home, do it at a pub where the food and drink is already there for you, for people to buy. Start one. Get 5, 6 people, a dozen people, with pipes and something to drink and eat, and you will be sure to have a very good time with some people that you have a lot in common with, even when you don't have other things in common that people look for. When you got a pipe in your hand, it's easy to set your politics aside, set your philosophies aside, and just enjoy one another's company over something that you both love. So I want to recommend that to you. If you don't have a regular meetup of pipe smokers in your area, start one. If you can't host it, get with some people you know and say, hey, I want to do one of these. Who can host it? Let's see what happens. I don't think you'll be disappointed with the result. So this video has gone at least 9 minutes longer than I wanted it to. Maybe more. So I'm gonna let you go now. But to say thank you, Boskopiperuk UK, for your great giveaway and all the other great generosity that you've shown. Thank you, Pastor Pipes, for your hospitality and opening your home so that we can have a meetup there, and it's a great place to do it. Thank you, ParsonRick, for driving as far as you did just to hang out with us. That was fantastic of you, and it was wonderful to meet you. And thank you, pipeheadOR, for driving as far as you did to hang out with us, and to both of you for bringing so much tobacco to share with people. It was wonderful to meet you both. I look forward to getting to do it again in the future sometime. It was a perfect end to a very long, stressful weekend for me. So to that, I say grace, peace, and pipes.